Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So with that being said, let's just dive on in. So let's talk about something real quick. All right. What does liquidity have to do with the price of XRP and the type of payments that XRP could essentially target? The answer is everything, right? Because if XRP had proper liquidity behind it, well, now you could see XRP penetrating higher volume and higher value payments. Now, this is the real utility at scale situation, because when XRP is targeting higher volume and higher value payments, that means that will ignite the price driver on the order books. This is significant. One thing that we've seen this year with all of the SEC nonsense was the institutional sales in question. And I've seen a lot of people bringing that up as a bearish thing. Oh, the institutional sales of Ripple are still in question. They're going to get fined. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Let me tell you exactly why I don't care about that. It's because of this post here from Nerd Nation Unbox. Uphold to buy XRP on the open market promises not to use customer funds for on-demand liquidity. Why is this so significant? Because they are literally buying XRP on the open market for Ripple payments, aka on-demand liquidity. That means we are seeing it on the order books. It is creating demand. It is driving the price of XRP. So they're not tapping into customer funds. They're not tapping into anyone lending XRP. Essentially right now, right? Because who knows, maybe at some point in time, as XRP holders will be able to actually lend out XRP for maybe Uphold or an institution or a bank to utilize XRP for on-demand liquidity. But for right now, any platform, anyone offering on-demand liquidity services, they need to buy XRP on the open market. That's bullish. That is extremely bullish. But why am I bringing this all up now, right? Well, first and foremost, Uphold has been absolutely killing it. We have seen Uphold being talked about pretty much every single day. The other day, I put out a tweet talking a little bit about how Uphold is absolutely killing it. They were actually giving away 20,000 XRP. This is huge. This is one of the only few exchanges that actually supported XRP during the lawsuit. But beyond this, we just seen this as well. So Johnny Deaton is actually responding back to Nerd Nation Unbox. It bears mentioning that XRP makes up Uphold's largest crypto holding, amounting to $1.25 billion worth of the token in customer funds. Let's think about this real quick. $1.25 billion worth of the token in customer funds. For context, customers only hold $168 million worth of Bitcoin on Uphold. Almost 10 times the XRP to Bitcoin ratio. But beyond that, we also got this insight from Johnny Dean. He's responding back to Moon Lambo. Matt, I can't give a source for what I'm about to say, but from what I heard, XRP represented 62% of Uphold Inc.'s trading fees for a period over the 2-year time frame. When I became a customer/user of the platform, it had 5 million users. Today, it stands at 30 million users/customers. The demand behind XRP is so damn massive from the retail side of things. Then when you mix in the fact that institutions, banks, exchanges, etc., might have to be tapping in to buy XRP on the open market for Ripple payments, aka on-demand liquidity. And we already know that Bitso, for an example, is doing $3.3 billion worth of XRP on-demand liquidity volume per year. And that's just one exchange. We're not even talking about Triangular. We're not even talking about any other major player. I mean, that's a huge ask of XRP when we're talking about the supply ratio. But beyond this, we see this from Anderson. I think Uphold is the perfect partnership for Ripple. Named the fastest growing private company in the San Francisco Bay Area in 2022. The Uphold platform is linked to 26 underlying exchanges. Think about that when it comes to liquidity. Here you guys have some of the images here. 26 underlying exchanges linked to it. It smart routes orders to trading venues offering the best pricing and also provides superior liquidity. White labeled by fintechs, banks, and gaming companies seeking to distribute digital assets to their customers. They literally have enjoyed this growth because of how it is white labeled. Or to use cryptocurrencies for payments, Uphold now serves an extended ecosystem of more than 30 million users. So this would essentially be like partnering with 26 exchanges for on-demand liquidity at once. Yeah, this is a big deal. This will significantly boost the liquidity of XRP. And remember what I just said in the beginning of this video. XRP penetrating the high volume, high value payments requires increased liquidity. Two specific quotes come up in my mind. It's from David Schwartz. One is the most popular one that has gone around forever, where people have brought up the idea of XRP hitting, 5, 10,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, you name it. And it's from 2017. And it says, it can't be cheap, specifically dirt cheap. That doesn't make any sense. If XRP costs $1, they need a million XRP, which would cost $1 million. If XRP cost $1 million, they need one XRP, which would again cost $1 million. We also see this one down here. I know it gets a little cut off, but we do see, except that higher prices make payments cheaper. Right now, you could buy $1 million house with Bitcoins. When Bitcoins were $300, it would move the market too much and be too expensive to be practical. So higher prices make payments cheaper. And the thing is that everyone is always talking about trillions this, trillions that around XRP, but fail to realize that if we are talking about trillions of dollars, imagine what the price of XRP would have to be. Because everyone says, oh, the price doesn't have to be high to cover $1 trillion or 2 trillion or 5 trillion or 10 trillion. But that's exactly what's wrong with that statement. Is that XRP would have to be higher priced because it would ultimately see a significant move in the market, considering the fact of how much money is being asked here and how much XRP would need to be covered in order to cover that amount of money. Just like we are seeing David Schwartz talk about, the price of a house when Bitcoins were worth $300 each. Now, this quote reminds me of this quote as well, because this is also from 5 years ago. This is on Quora, because we've seen, again, another question talking about the price of XRP and, if banks were to adopt it and things like that. We do see from Crypto Eddie, she's saying lots of nuggets on Quora talking about XRP. And this is just from recently. This is September, right? Higher prices tend to correlate with higher liquidity, which means cheaper payments. So a higher price asset is a better vehicle for payments, at least if you're targeting high value payments. And yes, this is significant, right? Because it's essentially quoting what I just said in the beginning of this video, right? If we're starting to see liquidity being increased and we're starting to see XRP being adopted even more outside of the US, and we're starting to see even in the US it being adopted and things like that, and things are starting to move pretty quickly with the transition from the traditional system to this new digital system, well then guess what? Will we see XRP tapped in heavily? It's possible. But the question is when will we see the liquidity be good enough in order to have XRP tapped in for high value payments? Well, I think that we are getting pretty close, One of the biggest things that a lot of people have brought up is the fact that XRP is still being held down. Manipulation of the price is happening to actually hold it back until it can target higher value payments. This would also mean that the price of XRP would have to be significantly higher. Would it be $1, $2, $3? Who knows? But it would need to be high enough in order for it not to be affected by major payment volumes. And for those out there that are saying, well, you could use the same XRP 21,000 times in a day, because that's always, been brought up. When we are talking about high volume, high value payments, we're talking about payments that we see in the securities market, for an example, where a name just like the DTCC is moving and settling $2.4 quadrillion per year. Or maybe even Swift, that at some point in time, they were talking about how they were moving $5 trillion per day. See, there's a lot of money out there being moved every single day, but not in an efficient way. If you can move this money in an efficient way, save money for banks, unlock massive revenue avenues, then guess what? Why wouldn't you be adopted? Well, maybe they want to already adopt it, but the price isn't high enough. The liquidity isn't high enough. What happens when we start to see moves like the Uphold move that's actually tapping it in with more liquidity? Like, we need to all think about liquidity when it comes to some of these moves being made. And we already know that the Uphold partnership with Ripple is specifically targeting improving liquidity. But then we also have the liquidity hub. I mean, outside of all of this, I really do think that Ripple is getting ready. I think things are gearing up for XRP to be tapped in with high volume, high value payments. And remember, right, like, huge shout out to Flip the Chain for this, because he's actually quoting Brad Garlinghouse from June 21st, where we've seen this big move. The significance of Ripple getting a license in Singapore. Monica Long shared, APAC is already a huge market for Ripple, with on-demand liquidity volumes flowing through Singapore growing over 5 times year on year. This means that the on-demand liquidity usage increases, so will be the demand for XRP. Further, Tranglo, which is a Ripple partner, is expanding exponentially in Singapore after Ripple got the license. This will further increase the usage of on-demand liquidity and XRP. And we already know that Tranglo just seen a massive, I think it might have been 1,700%. It might have been 1,700% or 1,300%. I know that there was 2 companies. It was Tranglo and another one that seen over 1,000% demand for their product in just the year after they tapped into XRP. But beyond that, we also see, apart from this, Ripple is trying to expand in the UAE market too. They already have a headquarters there. It had applied for the VERA license, which is the Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority license, to expand its roots in the Middle East. With Singapore, India, and the Middle East, Ripple shall be able to capture the on-demand liquidity flow in the Eastern world. And here you guys have all of these direct quotes here, right? And listen, like, these are major gateways to huge demand, major demand. I don't think people are realizing how many moves are actually being made here. Like, the chips are all falling into place. I really do believe that when we are talking about values for XRP, nobody wants to wait, obviously. Everyone hates the waiting game. Listen, whenever you are in a situation where you have to wait, it's horrible. Cut out all distractions. Just sit there and wait. Imagine that, right? Just sitting there and waiting. Sometimes it's the hardest thing to do. But when it comes to something as big as this, I think that it would be a lot harder to wait if I didn't see things aligning and if I didn't see the gears on the back of this all moving. Because we have not seen anything slowed down from the overall move side of things, meaning we are seeing the moves being made. We are seeing the steps being taken in order for this vision to be realized in. All we have to do is wait. Because as we are starting to see on-demand liquidity usage increasing, as we are starting to see Ripple fully focused on expanding liquidity for XRP, and as we do see the fact that now these major platforms like Uphold have to actually buy XRP on the open market, we could actually look back at the quotes from David Schwartz, who is the CTO at Ripple, where he's making this overall argument regarding a higher priced XRP essentially, and how a higher priced asset is a better vehicle for payments. And now we could kind of think about this and say, well, what happens when we start to see a higher priced XRP? Does that mean that it's going to be tapped in? Is this when things change? In my opinion, yes, it is. And we're not talking about $1 XRP here. We're talking about a higher priced XRP. We're talking about possibly 10, 100. Who knows, right? But should we get our hopes up? Should we be looking forward to that time? In my opinion, I think that it's better to diversify into other tokens while still accumulating XRP and putting it to the side. I always like to have a trade bag of XRP just to increase my holdings on the macro side of things. But I have a bag of XRP that I just don't feel confident selling at all. Because I look at the future and I look at what's happening around our traditional system right now, and I know that in the future, we are going to be transitioned and tapped in on DLT and blockchain systems that could ultimately usher in our legacy system into the new age world of finance. And a quote that I have said in the past, and a quote that I will continue to use to describe what's actually happening here, is we are starting to see, faster payments, instant payments, but what we aren't seeing is instant settlement. You solve the settlement layer, and we have payments in the digital age now. So that's what we are waiting for. We are waiting for higher liquidity. Liquidity is starting to be solved as we start to see more expansions. And once we have proper liquidity, well, now we can actually go after those higher value payments, because in my opinion, on-demand liquidity is not going to slow down. It's only going to increase. And that's also going to increase the volume and the demand for XRP, which is also going to increase the value and the price of XRP. And once we start to see those higher value and those higher volume payments being tapped in, well, that's game over. That's when we start to see utility at scale, and that's when utility really becomes a dominant force in this space. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.